Hi, my name is Rishabh Jalan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Last Journey by Ferns N Petals. So when I talk about the death care industry in general, it refers to the companies who work in the funeral or cremation space or facilitate the repatriation of bodies for families who have lost a loved one. The landscape is very different when we compare companies who function in this industry, India and outside India. If I talk about India at first, if I talk about outside India at first, they follow a much more standardized way of going about their cremations, where people also go to the extent of pre-planning or pre-arranging their cremation. That's a norm that is followed outside because they are of the belief that the life of a person should be celebrated as when they are not present anymore as well. 300 to 400 close relatives or family friends of the deceased gather around and share happy anecdotes or happy memories from the times that they've spent together. And technology is also being leveraged so as to ensure that things are facilitated in a proper and smooth manner to honor the life of a loved one. Uh, when I talk about the landscape in India, it's a bit different due to the diversity in cultural and death related religious practices that people follow here. This would naturally happen given that the 30 odd states practice more than 3,000 different castes or subcastes in India, and they speak over 200 different languages as well. So, naturally, when we talk about such a vast geography, there are different ways and means with which funerals or cremations are taken care of in India. The global market for death care industry is continuously evolving, and there are much more publicly listed companies even in countries apart from India, and they have a total market size of approximately 26 billion. But when you talk about the same scenario in India, there are lesser companies, and it's a recent phenomena that private companies have started coming into this space, taking the market size to approximately 3 billion as of today. With the current times, a few things have changed where people have started realizing the importance of eco-friendly practices that need to be brought to the forefront. So people have naturally started taking to electrical cremations or CNG cremations so that they are able to protect their generation from different kinds of pollution that arise out of it. And also with the concept of nuclear families, people have started relying more on professionals who sort of handhold or guide them through the process of the different rituals or practices that they should follow, where they refer to different pundits or priests who have been doing this for a long period of time. Come future, there are certain things that I see coming into this industry in terms of technological advancements or people relying on pre-arranging or pre-planning their practices, given that how we all have this need of wanting to control each and every aspect of our life. So there are people that I talk to on and off who also are of the view that if from the age of 1 to 60 or 70 we have this aspiration of planning our lives, and why don't we go a step ahead or a step further and even do this. It not only brings in a sense of control or belief, but we are also in a certain way freeing our family or relatives from the burden or the added responsibility of even planning our cremation. So the relevance of end of life care in corporates especially comes to the forefront when we talk about a more comprehensive support system for the family or the employees of the organization in general. Firstly, I think it goes a long way in ensuring that the employees who belong to this kind of an organization who provides such benefits have a very strong sense of belonging to the company, because in a way they are being supported at the lowest point in their life when they have lost a loved one. And if a corporate can do as much as supporting and handholding them through this entire experience, this leads to a much greater form of employee morale, employee motivation, and attraction of new talent as well. And in the insurance sector, it again has a very big scope or potential, because when you talk about group insurance policies like health or life for that matter, in today's times, people or insurance companies, they just provide you a coverage amount that you can sort of subscribe to if you've been paying the premiums. But if a professional agency is brought on board by the insurance companies, this also supplements them in providing customized or tailor made experiences to the policyholders who have subscribed to such benefits, where they can also attain help for regulatory frameworks like legal documentation, and make the entire process much more streamlined and less of a headache for the policyholder, so to say. So, having spoken about all these situations and challenges that a family typically goes through when they have lost someone that's so beloved to them, it brings us to a point where why do professionals or funerals need to get into this space, and what exactly they should be doing. So, at Last Journey, we basically categorize this into three different situations or aspects that a professional needs to take care of. One obviously is before death, that's pre death, where we talk to families who have sort of realized or have gotten word from doctors that the patient or the person isn't going to be around for too long. We try to educate them about the different practices or give them different options that they would want to access to ensure the best kind of funeral that they could arrange for the person. When we talk about when the death has already happened, then we handhold them through the entire process or guide them in a way where sequentially we are able to cover each and everything that needs to be arranged. First being the hearse van that needs to be taken to the place where the death has happened, and then getting the documentation in place, then getting the rituals and the pujas done through the different priests or pandit according to the different religion that they follow, and then going to the cremation ground or the burial ground where the final rites need to be taken care of. After all of this is done, then comes the post cremation aspect, where if a person needs to arrange a prayer meeting or announce that the death has happened, and sort of call all the near and dear ones so that they can celebrate the life that the person has lived. That is something that we look into. When I talk about developments or updates related to Last Journey for the future, we are looking to raise funds to talk to like minded people who would be able to get us access or leverage those networks that would help us accelerate the growth of development in times to come, and also looking to hire people in senior level positions who would be able to help us with their expertise to tap the right markets and expand to other geographies, which would help us to access more people or reach out to more people, so to say. And the third one, which I think is the most important, is bring in some amount of death literacy in a country like India, where there is still a certain kind of taboo associated with how death or cremations in general are viewed. We would want to bring in matters of educational importance, or even some kind of media representation, which would go a long way in eliminating the taboo and embracing this naturality of life, which eventually we all of us have to go through and come face to face at a certain point in time in our lives.